Hey everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Entropia content. Today, I decided to record the episode a little bit earlier because tomorrow I got a shift where I got to dig a whole bunch of dirt out of a trailer again for a whole day. So I figured I might as well record a bit earlier. And sorry, I've been actually drinking a little bit tonight. You can see tonight on the special, or on the show, let's see if I can get it on screen. This is Mead Royal. It's a mead that you can get at the meadery from Rosewood or the LCBO or maybe the liquor store in whatever province you're in or country. But this is made locally here in Ontario and it's very good. Right, so I do got some little bit of Entropia news that I'll show on the screen right now. You may have seen this little ad before. It's from Rachel Miss Pudding. And she's talking about that she has 2 locations, Medusa Teleporter, 2 shopkeepers next to the teleporter, Twin Peaks Mall, the 3rd floor, right next to the televator, and stocking all the pills. Pudding's pills say yes to drugs. So I'm not saying to say yes to drugs of other types, such as alcohol or cannabis, but just these ones in Entropia. I swear. Alright, let's continue. Now I think in Entropia today, I'm a little bit hammered because I just recorded another episode and I finished half of this bottle of mead already. But this bottle of mead is actually a little bit on the small side, so it's not that bad. I think I should be good to go. Alright, well let's do a little bit of rock picking and we'll discuss maybe the history of mead if anyone's wondering what that's all about. And I'll put on the weapons so that we can get some really fast rock picking. None of this slow rock picking shit. And I swear one of these days I'm gonna do an episode where I sign up for that shit. What is it where people are talking about how you can sign up for that event and start winning extra prizes for all the rocks and fruit you pick up? Because some days I spend a whole hour a day doing it, so I should really be in the contest. I think I'll probably head to the oil rig as soon as I die. I might get risky and try to pick up fruit and rocks right next to mobs. Feeling risky tonight. Not to say that people should do this, but when you get hammered and you go rock picking, it does make it substantially more entertaining. Like, ooh, can I find the rock? I'm looking for rock. Now you can see, because my computer isn't the greatest for running the game, and I have it on lower settings, it does give me the advantage that I can see minerals much easier. I don't really have anything in the way of grass or rocks or wood or any other distractions. It's kind of like when your girlfriend buys really nice lingerie. You're like, as nice as lingerie is, it is still just a distraction. It's like you have to pretend to like the color of it or something. This is pretty intense. I'm starting to get visions from seeing the ground flash before my eyes. Now I'll try not to be rock picking the whole episode. We'll upgrade it and do some oil picking. I don't know if you see my luck on oil picking in Arcadia. So far I managed to get a barrel each time there, I think. So basically I've already paid for my oil to get here. The only thing I'd have to really pay extra is to recoup my regeneration from what is it, the decay from thrusters. I realized I'm gonna have to move myself to this side of the screen because I really need to see my radar, see if there's any enemies coming. Hope I didn't miss any items while I was doing that. Yeah, drinking mead is so bad for you. This one bottle costs 20 bucks. And it's only the size of like a pop bottle. 500 milliliters. But it's like 13% and it gets you hammered. I'm surprised how much. Like I can do a whole bunch of shots of vodka and barely catch a glow. 6 shots, no problem. Barely feel it. But drink some of this mead, get hammered. It's like it's almost like more bang for the alcohol percentage. You ever hear the expression more bang for the buck? You ever wonder what you're banging and why you're paying to do it? Is this like a prostitution thing? That's always find it funny, like when old people or kids are using the expression more bang for the buck. Woo! You see what we got there? Papillon. Oh, is that 58? It's still better than those 20 stacks, but man, I was getting hooked on those Arcadia 100 stacks. That was good shit. Alright, I was wondering if I was ever going to find anything. It's like, what the fuck? Already 7 minutes in and only one fruit. How many minutes do you guys find it takes you to find stuff on the ground? I don't know, I think my Arcadia venture might pay off. If I can make it to that sweat event and manage to sell 3k sweat, that'll be sweet. That'll help recoup some of the losses that I'm going to make on this crafting run on Next Island. Like really, my crafting run profits on Next Island are pretty heavy dependent on one thing. That new vehicle coming out, me being able to loot it. But if I had to guess, it's going to be some daily mission that loots it anyways. So I don't know what to think. If I had to guess, that run's going to be a loss. But we'll hope for the best. You never know with the viewers of the show. Maybe once I bring the prints to my shop, put them for sale. Maybe that's what I should do. I should take the blueprints that I get, maybe sell them on Bonnie's auction, depending on how well the first auction does. One of my viewers in the chat was posting that. He's like, yeah, he thinks that the auction may or may not do well, but after the first one will be a good indication. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Bonnie was saying that she had a setup that we could do to get ready for the auction, like a pre-auction registration. So before we go anywhere, let's try to get that set up quick. I'll just go to Bonnie's Facebook page and show it. I'm sure she wouldn't mind. Yeah, if anyone hasn't seen Bonnie's work before, she has a Twitch channel called Twitch/BonnieEU. I used to think Bonnie was French or something because it sounded like her name was French, Beyond You. But then I was like, wait a minute, that's just Entropia at the end. Her accent isn't very French. It's like, am I high or something, or is this not a French accent? Okay, anyways, let's get on to some serious shit here. Alright, so she just gives a link to Planet Calypso forum. So alright, so here's the update. Yeah, I'll bring it on the screen. Looks like it's a pretty good size for you to read. Okay, here's the details. The auction's coming up next Saturday on the 26th, so it's only 6 days away. And what's in it for the sellers, what's in it for the buyers, I've already covered that before. Ooh, someone just added the summer ring. So if anyone hasn't seen the summer ring added to the list before, I think that's a good one. Alright, so here's the new information called verified bidders. It says if you're considering bidding on an item, please contact me prior to the auction to become verified. The purpose of this is to control potential troll bids. Becoming verified is confidential and straightforward, and of course no fee in any of it. So there's no fee to become verified, just to clarify. I can become contacted by private message here, Discord, Facebook, in-game, etc. So yeah, so I was wondering that too. What does Bonnie prefer to get reached for contacts? And she said Discord, Facebook, or in-game. Any of them work. Discord, eh? That's kind of interesting. I've just started to use Discord again, and it's pretty cool. Got some new subscribers. Alright, you can become verified at any point, but please consider doing this as soon as possible, as it will likely be busy on the night of the auction. I hope so. Imagine that it's so busy that they have lots of people. Unverified bidders will still be allowed to bid on the day, in any case they miss this message, but it'll be at the seller's discretion if they accept this bid or default to the highest verified bidder. Oh. So if someone's did a bid, but they're not really a verified bidder, I can choose one or the other. That's pretty sweet. I'll probably make a decision about that when I'm not hammered. That'd be a better choice. Alright, no bids from Twitch, social media will be accepted, only in the game. Alright, so one thing I wanted to clarify with Bonnie, is there a location where the auction is taking place? Like some sort of runway where we'll be able to see the items? Because I could just meet them there and bring my items. But we'll see. Maybe I should do that in advance. Fuck, I never even thought of that. I should go get my items. Alright, so that's what we'll have in adventure today. We'll have to get ready to go find the items. Right, just when I thought I had no more exciting information or content to do, this is what will begin. Is the adventure to find out where did I leave the items, and let's go pick them up. Well, I'm pretty sure it's going to say the estate. That's one thing I noticed with the game. They always just put estate. It's like, well, I have lots of estates. Could you like specify if it's on Monterey or Rocktropia? That'd be nice. Shouldn't say I have lots of estates. I only have 2 right now. I used to collect shops on every planet, but I cashed out a bunch to try to impress girls, and it didn't work. And I wish I just left the money in the game, to be honest. Ended up wasting it. Oh, that's this good old saying, when you try too hard to impress people, it's not going to work out anyways. So why bother trying? That's the spirit. Yeah, if anyone's wondering what mead is, It's one of the first alcohols invented because it's the easiest to make. One of the challenges when you brew alcohol from grapes or grains is when you make it, you have to ferment it, and the fermentation process can either work or it can also go bad. And some of the things that can make it go bad is being unsterile, like not using the greatest water. Maybe some of the grapes or something you were using were almost going bad. Like some foreign bacteria will get into it. So one thing with alcohol production, they don't like foreign cultures. But anyways, holy, look at this. Oh, it's going to say I had 1,000 of Papillon, but 990. Son of a... Yeah, my rock collection's building up pretty good. Alright, so I think what I'll do is I'm going to message Bonnie and I'll ask her, oh yeah, message her about the verified bidder thing, but then also ask her what planet the auction's going to take place and if the people should bring the items to that planet. Because it'd be kind of neat if the auction had the ability to complete the sale at the time of the auction. Like have the people right there, so if you wanted it, you could just come see the item, bid on it, everything. Or maybe they actually haven't picked a location yet, or maybe they did and I just missed that. That's probably the most likely candidate. Let's be real. Alright. So let's put the oil in storage. I don't want the pirates to get it. You can see I'm having pretty good luck picking oil in Arcadia. I've almost collected 4 pet already, 398. The Project Entropian dollars are just flowing in. See, people may make fun of my channel, but how many other channels do you see going up in pet? And you look at my pet value, it's at 11. There's my evidence. Now, hopefully when I finish the crafting run, that'll change, but only time will tell. Who knows? My big trick may turn out to be a disaster. We'll see. Alright, so I still have a bunch of survey probes. I think I'll carry those on me because I don't think they can be looted. And I was just thinking it's stupid of me too because I had some really good prints that I should be selling on the auction. Or one specifically, the Kraka. Holy shit, the value's up to 10,000. So yeah, I'll go to Calypso and try selling this, or save it for Bonnie's auction. Huh. Tempting. If it's already selling at 10,000, usually I try to push it up a little higher. Imagine get it 15 or 20,000. Alright, let's get going. Time to get going. So just want to make sure I don't decay the axe by accident. Alright, so I'm pretty sure the next place I'm going to be flying to is Monria. And don't worry guys, what I figure I'll do is I notice the space travel episodes are kind of boring, so what I'll do is I'll just pause as soon as I get into space, unless I find aliens or something else, or pirates. If they start chasing me, then I'll hit record again. So one thing I miss about Entropia is I'd always hoped that one day they would make space really cool. Still kind of waiting on that. Now, I don't want what you guys thought of my adventures on Arcadia so far. I thought it was a pretty decent planet. I know it was a bit harsh on it when I first arrived, but I'm usually like that with everything. A little bit skeptical of things, but usually I lighten up. I think I hit something way up in the sky. Isn't that cool? Well designed. That would have been a good teleporter to take off from, eh? Save oil. One time I put money on that ship just to see if anyone would come pick it up. But now you can't put money on the game, or on the ground. It's kind of a shame. I miss the days when you could put stuff on the ground. Someone was telling me that the game would just pick it up automatically after a while. I don't know if that's true or not. Guess now we'll never know. Yeah, if anyone hasn't heard of mead before, it's the first alcohol that you could ever brew in the ancient times. That's why it's funny in the ad they put that you should drink it while watching Game of Thrones. It's like the medieval drink. And it's funny too that alcohol is normally bad for you in most cases, and doctors will tell you never to drink it to improve your health. But turns out mead is one of those ones that in the ancient times they used to use it for medical purposes. So technically when you drink mead, if you drink it in moderation, it's supposed to be good for you. You know, people eat yogurt and stuff and they say it's a probiotic. Same thing with mead, it's also a probiotic. Ooh. Oh yeah, the other thing about mead, in the ancient times when you wanted preservatives to store your food before they invented fridges, you had a few choices. You could A, soak it in salt. That's why salty food was very popular in the old days. Salt makes things stay good for a long time. That's why it's in some of our bodily fluids. Gross. But anyways, what's the other thing? Alcohol. Alcohol preserves stuff too. That's why I think they jar stuff in alcohol. What's another thing? Yes, so, oh yeah, and then honey. Honey was another one. If you soaked anything in honey, it was also a good preservative. Ammonia is another one, but I think in the old days the only way they had ammonia was piss, so that's why they didn't use it. Today we use ammonia because we can isolate it from piss, so we don't actually have to put piss on our food, thank God. No, but they still put a little bit of ammonia on our meat that we eat in food processing plants. That's why when you get meat on a shelf like that, it actually doesn't go bad right away. It's because they put a little bit of ammonia on it. So anyways, yeah, my vaporizer also makes ammonia. That's why I know a lot about it. Yeah, so that's why when you make mead, honey is also preservative, so it almost never goes bad. So in the ancient times when they had to make alcohol, the chances of making it from honey were way better than grapes or grains, because in those days they weren't very sterile about how they did things, and a lot of chances it would just go bad. But when they made mead, even if they got dirt or something in it, because it's a sterile or preservative, it would still work. So that's how we ended up with mead. And if you ever go off the grid, like have your own ranch or something, you can have beehives. Then with the beehives, you can collect the honey. And then with the honey, you can make the mead. And to make mead, all you have to do is take honey and add water. It's the only two ingredients. You can add wine yeast to speed it up so it makes it faster, but it's not required. Honey actually comes with its own natural yeast. It's just a little bit slower. Not by much either. The only other reason people use different yeast is you can make it sweet or bitter. Some yeast will make it more sweet on purpose. Alright, so I guess we'll pause this and we'll return once we arrive in Calypso. I think I covered everything about mead. Cheers, everyone. Yeah, try not to drink a whole bottle at once. Unless it's 500 milliliters. That's not that bad. Unless you're a raging alcoholic, then you might need 2 bottles. Well, looks like we have some action. Aliens are attacking me. That guy was at the oil rig. He helped to repair my ship. Might actually help for this journey. Hopefully I can fend them off. Seems like I'm not even moving. Oh yeah, it's because I'm not. You ever see that Cheech and Chong episode? Where they thought the police were chasing them. Turned out they were parked and the police pulled up next to them. It's like, no wonder this journey's taking so long. I'm not even moving. Yeah, I was thinking that the journey to FOMA wouldn't take too long, but man, it seemed like quite the adventure. Taking me quite a while. Hopefully work doesn't take this long, so tomorrow. I don't know what it is with mead. Does anyone notice there's a hint of olive? Maybe it's just this flavor. It's like, how the hell did olives get in my mead? I actually like the taste of olives though, so it's not bad. Surprisingly tasty. It says here that royal mead is a traditional semi-sweet mead inspired by the ancient drink of Europe, aged in French oak barrels for a year. It displays rich notes of honey, ginger, wildflowers, and caramel. Bless me. It's weird, the only thing I taste is olives. Mixed into cocktails or served chill with cheese. Or a whole bunch of other French things I've never heard of. Or rich desserts. Like toffee, pudding, or dark chocolate. Yeah, it's 13.5% alcohol, if anyone's wondering the percentage. So chugging a whole bottle of this will give you a decent buzz. It's like 2 beers. Actually, it's probably like 4 beers. Especially if you don't drink much. I rarely drink. I usually just vaporize. As you can probably tell from my videos. Alright, so I'll be right back. Hopefully we'll be arriving at FOMA any minute. Oh yeah, I noticed another trick. If you want to get to where you're going faster, aim your ship at where you're going. It's very similar to giving it gas so that it goes forward. Aiming where you're supposed to go really helps. Alright guys, I'm back. Man, did I have an adventure while you guys were gone. Is that FOMA? No. Now I decided to prune my plants, so I was waiting for the ship to arrive and almost got half of them done. So it was pretty good. I could use a bit of a break. I found a new secret method to pruning plants much faster. What you do is you trim them while they're growing. So when it comes to harvesting them, there's not really that many leaves to prune off. Man, I've got no other weed here. 1 second. Alright, we have arrived on FOMA. I believe this is FOMA. Looks like the kind of place I just want to drive right into. Right, we landed. That was pretty sweet. No sign of pirates, just a bit of aliens. A lot of pot plants to trim. And if anyone's wondering how much pot I harvested, I haven't actually totaled it up yet. I probably will total it up one day. I just have to process it all into jars first. Alright, the first thing I'm going to do is go into FOMA, and we'll have to pick up all the items that I left here that I need to sell on Bonnie's auction. So pick asteroid. This is how you can get to my shop if anyone's wondering. Pick the asteroid, then pick E. E for everyone. That's how I remember. E is for everyone. Right, when you get to the teleporter, hang a left. My shop is to the left. Next thing you do is you walk down this hallway. This hallway is very trippy. It's full of pigs. Makes me hungry for bacon. Oh yeah, I made this sign saying best vehicle print selection in all of Entropia. Leland Judson on YouTube. And it's a bit faded because I think maybe its decay's low. Maybe that's what's causing it. So if anyone wants to help out my shop, oh yeah, here's the two prints I need right next to each other. Let's see what I had their asking price for. I think I had a really high asking price just for the fun of it. Did I have 100,000? Holy shit. That was a pretty high asking price. $10,000. Or 100,000 Project Entropia dollars. No wonders no one was buying it. So if I had to guess on the auction, maybe I'll get 5,000, 10,000 if I'm really lucky. If I'm really unlucky, 1,000 or 2,000. Which I don't think I have to sell for that. Hopefully I can reserve a higher bid than that. Right, the next thing that I have here is the Hero Sword blueprint. Let's see, at my shop it was selling for 800 ped. But I think in Bonnie's auction I'm hoping to get a little bit more for that, but who knows, maybe it'll go for less. Really, none have sold. One this year, and it sold for 115,000%, so that's a pretty good price. Alright, so let's pick these, and we'll wrap up the adventure here on FOMA. Right?